some breaking news out of Buckingham Palace. The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, is pregnant. Royal family's future. With ongoing worries about King Charles's health and the growing pressure on William and Kate as heirs in waiting, the Princess of Wales has now shared a major update about a possible fourth baby. The news, wrapped in both excitement and guessing, has sparked whispers across Britain and beyond. So, could this mark a new chapter for the monarchy? Stay with us as we uncover every detail. Kate Middleton's fourth baby bombshell. A single announcement from Buckingham Palace sent shockwaves across the world, breaking through the usual routine of royal duties and worries. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, shared news that stunned even the most devoted royal watchers. She is expecting her fourth child. On the surface, its hold have been a moment filled with nothing but joy. Yet, the timing and secrecy surrounding the news raised far more questions than answers. After all, it was only last year that Kate bravely admitted she was fighting cancer, her health still fresh in the minds of millions. Could she truly handle another pregnancy so soon? The palace hallways, usually thick with whispers of who's next in line, and King Charles's worsening health, suddenly echoed with guessing. While the king's weakness cast doubt on the monarchy's future, Kate and William stepped forward with a story that felt like both a symbol of hope and a daring act of strength. Some wondered if this was a carefully kept secret meant to protect Kate from relentless attention, while others viewed it as her quiet defiance against the situation, a statement that life continues, no matter the shadows looming around the throne. Public reaction was immediate and electric. Social media buzzed with guessing. Would the new arrival bring George a mischievous little brother or give Charlotte a sisterly companion? Photographers who had tracked Kate's every move were left stunned. How had she hidden the pregnancy from such watchful eyes? The mystery only made people more curious about a woman woe. To understand how important this moment is, it helps to revisit Kate's earlier journey into motherhood. When Prince George was born in 2013, she broke decades of royal secrecy, speaking openly about her struggles with severe morning sickness, hyperemesis. I know how long you've all been sat out here, so hopefully the hospital and you guys can all go back to normal now and can, look after him. So the condition was relentless, leaving her drained, weak, and at times barely able to stand. Yet, instead of giving in to despair, Kate embraced hypnobirthing, a practice that taught her to meet pain with focus and calm. Taking back control when things felt overwhelming, this was noked. It was a deeply personal choice that gave her back her power amid the demands of public life. Her openness became even more clear in 2020. During her conversation with Giovanna Fletcher on Happy Mom, Happy Baby, Kaido described how carrying Prince George had pushed her to the edge and how hypnobirthing had transformed her experience. Through disciplined breathing and mental strength, she navigated pregnancy with a sense of calm few could imagine, proving that strength often lies in quiet endurance rather than spectacle. Even the small details, her cravings for avocados, pickles, and toast, and the comforting spice of homemade vegetable curry from Buckleberry, reminded the public of her humanity. She was a princess, yes, but also a woman experiencing the highs and lows of pregnancy, like anyone else. Alongside her, William played a steady, supportive role, carrying the weight of witnessing her challenges while offering comfort where he could. Those early men revealed a partnership defined by strength, patience, and shared determination, a foundation that now quietly supports this latest chapter of their family life. Kate's story is a reminder thought. Behind every public appearance lies unseen courage, daily endurance, and personal choices that shape the experience of parenthood. The combination of vulnerability, determination, and quiet strength has defined her path, revealing a figure whose grace under pressure continues to inspire admiration. And with the news of a fourth baby sparking endless guessing, what did Princess Kate experience during her pregnancy? Keep watching to find out. Kate's quiet revolution in motherhood. Building on the anticipation of a fourth royal baby, Kate Middleton once again reminded the world that she is not just a figurehead in a grand tradition, but a woman determined to redefine it on her own terms. She was never content to simply appear poised for cameras with a newborn in her arms. For decades, royal births followed a rigid rehearsed script, ceremonial displays staged for the public where cameras camped outside hospitals, waiting for the perfect image, while the experience itself remained almost untouchable, hidden behind palace walls. Pain was ignored. Fear was denied. Royal women were expected to endure in silence and emerge polished, flawless, and smiling as if nothing had happened. But Kate chose a different path. She quietly took apart the old story, showing that motherhood could be honest, relatable, and deeply personal. From the very beginning, she approached each pregnancy not as a duty to perform, but as a journey to navigate with courage, grace, and a sense of realness rarely seen in royal circles. Her willingness to speak openly about the struggles and triumphs of raising her children captured the public's imagination. In her reflections, she revealed a woman dealing with the immense pressures of expectation while also embracing themacy. Tender realities of family life, moments of joy, exhaustion, and of everything in between. Even behind the elegance and tailored dresses, the Princess of Wales remained deeply human. The long hours of preparation, the scrutiny of public appearances, and the weight of the monarchy were made worse by the intimate challenges of pregnancy and parenthood. Her experiences resonated with countless women who saw in Kate someone navigating the same fears, doubts, and triumph that they themselves had faced, though under the lens of global attention. Yet, the story of Kate's motherhood is only half complete without acknowledging the man who stood beside her through it all. We'll have that as soon as we can, but it's first time we've seen him really. So having a proper chance to catch up, Prince William, ever supportive and attentive, carried the weight of witnessing her struggles, the quiet strain of making sure she had strength and comfort when the world's eyes were unrelenting. Their partnership, tested by public expectation and private vulnerability, remains a cornerstone of their family life. Together, they have managed to humanize the royal experience, blending tradition with realness and showing that even in the most watched lives, love, strength, and quiet determination can shine through, shaping a new image of what it means to be a modern royal family. But while Kate carried the visible weight of motherhood under the public gaze, who quietly steadied the family through sleepless nights, illness, and unrelenting scrutiny. Let's explore William's crucial role behind the scenes. Prince William, the quieter of the family, flowing naturally from Kate's evolving role in motherhood. Prince William has quietly become the steady force, holding their family together. A figure whose presence often goes unnoticed amid headlines and palace ceremonies. Behind the composed exterior lies a father and husband who bears burdens few can imagine, balancing theater duty with the demands of ordinary family life. From sleepless nights comforting Charlotte to guiding George through his first day of school when Kate was too sick to stand, William has consistently prioritized the needs of his children over ceremony or expectation. Even the smallest moments reveal the care and thoughtful spend. His parenting, whether tending to the family's lively guinea pigs or sharing a carefree cricket match with George. He brings tenderness and play into a life otherwise dictated by rules. A photograph of him jumping joyfully on the beach with his children, captured by Kate, shows a man who allows himself leading freedom, embracing the ordinary joys that so often escape royals. These glimpses of realness are deliberate choices, acts of quiet defiance against cold, formal image of monarchy. William's approach to fatherhood is deeply influenced by the memory of Princess Diana, whose compassion and attentiveness guide his every interaction. He strives not only to raise heirs, but to nurture kind, emotionally present children, instilling values that extend far beyond titles or His efforts transform ordinary experiences, pizza in the stands, shared laughter on a playground, into deep lessons in connection and humanity. Building a household where love consistently outweighs obligation? Yet, his dedication comes at a cost. Amid public scrutiny and relentless expectations, he must navigate speeches, ceremonies, and state responsibilities, all while protecting his family from the glare of cameras. He has been there through every challenge Kate faced, from debilitating morning sickness to the scary uncertainty of her health struggles, offering silent strength when words were not enough. Each hospital visit, each quiet night at home, reflects a man steadfast in his commitment. Acquiescent, anchor making sure that the pressures of monarchy never eclipse the sanctuary of family. Through deliberate choices and unwavering presence, William has refined what it means to be a royal parent. He protects a sense of normalcy and joy for his children, nurturing an emotional bond that grows even in the shadow of public expectation and private worry. In doing so, he proves that even amidst titles, ceremonies, and scrutiny, The most enduring legacy is the love and strength that hold a family together. Most importantly, it was a family home, a happy place of stability, support, and care, raising royal children in the shadow of the crown. Amid William's unwavering presence, the lives of George, Charlotte, and Louis unfold under a weight far greater than most children can imagine. From the outside, their days seem sprinkled with magic palaces. Kate Middleton has once again grabbed the world's attention, this time with an announcement that could change the grand ceremonies and endless attention. But behind every laugh and Middleton lies a quiet heaviness, a reminder that these young heirs are slowly stepping into lives defined by duty and expectation. Birthdays, first steps, and new achievements carry significance behind childhood joy, hinting at the roles they will one day inherit. George's thoughtful smile already hints at awareness beyond his years, while Charlotte moves with a blend of determination and grace that refuses to be overlooked. Louis, the youngest, bursts with mischief and delight, seemingly blissful in his innocence, unaware that even his giggles are observed and recorded. Yet within this world of scrutiny, William and Kate have fought purposefully to nurture something rare, a childhood that feels as much as possible ordinary. Their goal has always been to raise their children as decorative symbols of the monarchy, but as empathetic, grounded human beings. Emotional openness is central to their home. Conversations about feelings and mental well-being are common at the dinner table, instilling awareness and compassion from an early age. Lessons of service and humility, inspired by Princess Diana's legacy, thread through daily life. William recalls a childhood where his mother knelt to meet him eye to eye, took him to shelters rather than palace banquets, and made him feel seen even under constant attention. Now he mirrors that care, showing his own children the quiet dignity of helping others, blending the grandeur of royal life with meaningful human connection. The family occasionally offers the world fleeting glimpses of this private, joyous day, volunteering with Louis, laughing in the dirt, George sharing a carefree moment at a cricket match, Orth now iconic beach photograph of the family suspended between innocence and the invisible weight of expectation. These moments, however, are tempered by scrutiny. Every gesture is picked apart. Every frown becomes a headline, and even minor mistakes are reblown up. Behind palace walls, William and Kate fiercely protect their children, creating invisible boundaries that preserve precious years of peace. This carefully maintained sanctuary faced its greatest test when illness struck. The woman the nation admired for her strength, the heart of their family, suddenly faced a serious health battle, and the stakes offering through partnership and strength became clearer than ever. Demanding courage from both parents as they sought to shield their children while navigating an uncertain path. But how did Kate and William navigate this unseen storm while keeping their children safe? What sacrifices and strength lay behind the palace doors? Let's find out. Kate Middleton's battle behind palace walls. Just as the family clung to moments of fleeting normalcy, March 2024 brought news that shook the nation. Kate Middleton, the steadfast Princess of Wales, had been quietly battling cancer. In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The announcement, delivered in her own trembling words, cut through months of speculation, rumors, and hushed whispers, leaving the public stunned. For weeks, she had vanished from view, her absence casting a shadow over royal events, stirring questions about everything from private rebellion to marital tension. The reality, far grimmer than anyone imagined, revealed a private struggle hidden behind polished appearances. In the spotlight, William carried a double burden, with his father confronting his own undisclosed cancer. The weight of expectation, duty, and family pressed heavily upon him. At every public appearance, he maintained composure, his smiles masking the quiet ache within. Behind palace doors, he became both caretaker and shield, shuttling between hospital corridors, palace balconies, and the needs of 3 young children who sensed the tension in ways their ages could not put into words. George observed with quiet watchfulness, Charlotte rest-bound with small, brave smiles, and Louis reacted with innocent confusion, all of it amplifying William's sense of responsibility. Yeah, you really were. Yeah, you were brilliant. Even in the darkest nights when the children slept, he bore the fears he could not voice. determined to protect their childhoods from the creeping shadow of illness. Yet support began to pour in from across the country. Letters lined the gates of the palace, prayers filled church pews, and banners of love appeared in shop windows. Those gestures, small but deeply human, reminded the family that beyond the scrutiny and headlines, people still cared, still empathized. For William, each note and banner offered a lifeline to hope, a quiet reassurance that they were not facing these battles alone. For Kate, even on her most difficult days, the knowledge that millions of hearts beat in rhythm with her own became a subtle comfort, a reminder of the life and grace she had long shared with the public. Amid this fragile hope, the Princess of Wales orchestrated a moment that defied expectation. Her sudden, poised reappearance at Trooping the Colour was more than a public appearance. It was a declaration of strength, a demonstration that even in the face of illness, strength could coexist with vulnerability. The event captured both fragility and courage that had defined the previous months, offering the world a glimpse of a woman horfaced to be defined by fear and a family determined to navigate darkness, a triumph of presence and quiet strength. As the summer sun warmed Medfy streets of London, Kate Middleton finally re-emerged, and the world seemed to pause. For months, her absence had left an unspoken void within the monarchy, a silence filled by speculation, whispers, and unease. The nation had wondered if they would ever see her smiling in public again. And when she stepped onto the grounds for Trooping the Colour, every doubt melted away. Standing beside William and their children, her presence radiated strength, a quiet courage that spoke louder than any statement could. The crowd's reaction was immediate and powerful. Cheers mingled with tears. Strangers clasped hands, and thousands gasped at the sight of a princess who had faced unimaginable trials unreturned. "Thank you so much." Her eyes sought William's, drawing strength from his unwavering support. And in that glance, he communicated relief, pride, and deep love. No words were necessary. The exchange conveyed the battles fought behind palace walls, the sleepless nights, the quiet moments of fear and hope that had defined the months prior. When the family moved to the balcony, it became more than a ceremonial appearance. It transformed into a statement of unity and determination. The monarchy, often portrayed as distant, revealed its human heart through Kate's poise. Observers noted subtle details: her slight lean toward William, a hint of reliance balanced by the squared strength of her shoulders, the warmth in her smile that deepened as George, Charlotte, and Louis joined her. Together, they formed a living picture of hope, a moment that briefly silenced critics and reminded the public of the family's strength. Thousands responded with emotion, some openly weeping, others waving flags and chanting her name, as if the nation's collective breath had been held for far too long and was now released in a wave of shared relief. Every click of cameras and cheer from the crowd captured more than the ceremony. It recorded the quiet triumph of a woman who had endured, the steadfast support of a husband who had stood beside her, and the innocence of children who, for a fleeting moment, could witness their parents' strength without fully understanding the trials that preceded it. Behind the smiles and applause, however, the family remained deeply aware of the delicate balance between love, fear, and duty, a bond forged in fire that no public display could fully reveal. But how did Kate and William endure the private trials that no public cheer could soften? Within and strength kept their family intact. Let's explore it. Unseen battles and quiet devotion. Even as the world cheered Kate's reappearance, the real itch of their struggle remained largely invisible. Hidden behind the polished smiles and ceremonial grace expected of the royals, in the quiet of their home, when the children were asleep and the public gaze had vanished, Kate and William faced their storm together, sometimes with steady determination, sometimes with nothing but whisper adresurance and the raw weight of fear. The trials of illness tested more than her body. They tested their marriage, their patience, and their belief that love could endure under the harshest scrutiny. Throughout it all, the couple leaned not only on one another, but also on the steadfast support of the Middletons, Carol and Michael. Carol's comforting presence shielded the children, offered quiet counsel to Kate, and provided William with clarity when the burden of responsibility became nearly unbearable. The focus has shifted to the futures of monarchy, the United Kingdom, and the Commonwealth. Michael's calm, unspoken strength reminded them both that they were not facing these challenges alone, that family could anchor them even when the palace walls felt suffocating. William, in particular, adapted in ways few could see. He began to decline public engagements, prioritizing time with his family over the relentless expectations off duty. Understanding that some moments gate waking, children needing reassurance could never wait. These choices were deliberate, even when critics whispered about absence or protocol. And they spoke volumes of Booth's commitment. Small, intimate gestures became their lifeline, stitting Coroliat Ascot, arranging quiet birthday surprises for Kate, or ensuring their 13th wedding anniversary became a bravate celebration of survival, love, and strength rather than an empty royal formality. The children, though young, felt the undercurrent of tension and care. George's quiet watchfulness, the firstborn and third in line for the throne. Prince George Alexander Louis, Charlotte's brave smiles, and Louis innocent. Mischief reminded their parents of the stakes. Each day of normalcy was a small victory. William's protective presence created spaces where laughter, learning, and fleeting freedom could exist, shielding them from the scrutiny that otherwise invaded every gesture. In these moments, the family cultivated a private world of love, connection, and stability amid uncertainty, ensuring that childhood retained its fragile joy even as the weight of history loomed. As Kate regained her strength, each re-entrée, the public eye became a statement of triumph and strength. Her measured steps back into visibility reflected the quiet courage that had carried them through months of fear, illness, and, together, their unwavering devotion, the subtle support of family, and their shared commitment to one another forged a story beyond royal spectacle. Deeply human tale, love, and the repeated choice to stand together no matter the cost. Beyond crowns, ceremonies, and expectation. Strength behind the smile. Kate's reemergence into public life was not a spectacle, nor a fleeting gesture. It was a quiet declaration of strength, shaped by months of absence and private struggle. After a period when the world whispered doubts about her strength, she stepped forward deliberately, each movement deliberate, each appearance a testament to the battles she had survived. She returned not only as the Princess of Wales, but as a woman who had faced fear and uncertainty, head-on, transforming vulnerability into quiet authority. The Princess of Wales has been a steadfast support for King Charles III throughout his reign so far. Her first appearances were carefully chosen, each carrying at Wimbledon, hand in hand with Charlotte, she projected a strength mirrored in her young daughter's confident stride. The cheers that rippled through the crowd were more than applause. They were a collective sigh of relief, a recognition of courage renewed. Laughter flowed naturally across center court, carrying with it unspoken message that joy could not be silenced by illness, that life, even under the harshest gaze, could still be claimed with dignity. Later, at solemn ceremonies honoring veterans, Kate stood with poise. Princess Charlotte is no different. Just like her father and brothers, and also her mother, her presence alone radiating strength. Even the Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey became a moment of intimate triumph, her voice blending with the choir, a symbol of hope restored. Yet, it was her private reflections that revealed the depth of her journey. Through heartfelt messages to supporters, she shared a truth few royals had dared to voice, expressing gratitude for the encouragement that carried her through chemotherapy and recovery. She spoke openly of fear and uncertainty, of moments when strength faltered, but also of how determination and support became a lifeline. Her words were measured, vulnerable, and unshakably real, turning her personal recovery into a shared story of strength that resonated far beyond royal circles. Back in her everyday life, she carried the lessons learned into her family and causes. Her devotion to her children grew more deep, their laughter a constant reminder of what she had fought to preserve. Public engagement became purposeful, directed toward mental health initiatives and human connection, transforming personnel struggle into advocacy. Through each appearance and every quiet gesture, Kate redefined what it meant to serve, showing that titles and pageantry hold meaning only when matched by humanity, empathy, and the courage to rise after the darkest days. So, how does one turn personal hardship into a new chapter of hope and joy? What might this next journey hold for Kate and her family? Keep watching to find out. A new chapter of hope, even after months of fear, uncertainty, and private struggle. Kate Middleton embraced life once more with a quiet courage that left the world both breathless and inspired. Do you have any wishes for your new niece, Elizabeth? The announcement in 2025 that she was expecting her fourth child sent a ripple of awe and anticipation across the nation. For months, the public had watched her reclaim strength after a scary battle with illness, witnessing each carefully measured return to public life. Now, with new life on the way, she signaled that joy and challenge could coexist. That even after walking through shadows, it was possible to step into light again. This pregnancy carries a weight far beyond ordinary excitement. It carries thechos of everything. Kate and William have endured the fragility and the vulnerability she revealed to a world long conditioned to expect flawless composure from its royals. Every glance, every gesture in public had been watched closely. Yet now those same eyes turned toward a future filled with hope and possibility. Would the child inherit George's thoughtful nature, Charlotte's quiet confidence, or Louis' solemn energy? The guessing spread through headlines, dinner tables, and casual conversations alike. But beneath curiosity and playful guessing lay something far more deep, a collective sense of hope, a shared celebration of strength. For Kate and William, this fourth child is more than another addition to their family. It is a declaration of defiance against the fragility that once threatened to define her, and a testament to the partnership forged through the years of shared trials. Their experiences parenting under relentless scrutiny, weathering illness and carrying the weight of public expectations, have cultivated a bond both deep and unshakable. Each small, private meant a quiet laugh in the nursery, a hand held in reassurance, a gentle glance exchanged in the stillness of night embodies a truth no crown can fully represent. Love, presence, and family remain the greatest sources of strength. Even as whispers of doubt echo in the background, how will they balance the duties of monarchy with 4 young children? Those who know them best recognize a quiet certainty in their William's steady presence, Kate's reclaimed strength, and their shared commitment to each other and their children form the scaffolding upon which this family continues to grow. The very act of moving forward, of welcoming new life despite previous hardship, speaks louder than any public statement that life persists, that joy can coexist with challenge, and that love remains the most enduring force. Across the nation, the announcement became more than royal news. It became a symbol of hope, of continuity, of human strength. In this new chapter, Kate and William remind the world that even under the weight of duty and expectation, it is the smallest hands that hold the greatest power, shaping hearts, forging connections, and defining a future built on courage, love, and unwavering devotion. Every smile, every gesture, every quiet moment of anticipation becomes a lesson in strength, showing that even when the world watches life, love, and family are mine, the true ruling forces. So, what challenges and surprises await Kate and William as they prepare for their fourth child, balancing duty, love, and family under the world's gaze? We'd like to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe.